with at CPAC Mexico with the president of
Mis amigos migrantes, pues aquí estoy.
Total catastrophe, and it is a crisis.
Of a child, right there. All these NGOs, you're fake. It is this, the crisis of children. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News, collaborator also for Americano Media, and also for the Wendy Bell Radio Network. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Good evening to all. Sound of Freedom, the movie that is completely changing right now, the perspective, and it's creating awareness. I think that the most important thing right now, it is that it is creating awareness. That is the most important thing. That was what the elite and this group that controls basically, the trafficking ring inside of the United States of America, the pedophilia inside of the United States of America, the trafficking of children, the child pornography that exists right now inside of the United States of America. And ultimately, all of this, it is getting exposed. This movie that just came out has given a platform to all of us that we have been speaking about child trafficking and ultimately a child migrant abuse, the abuse towards migrant children, unaccompanied minors, and all of this that we have been documenting for years has given us a voice. And ultimately, not only that, has proven us right about what we have been exposing and yelling to everybody. This is what is happening on the other side of the border. This is what I'm about to show you. It's how these pedophiles, ultimately, not only that, these people that they are categorized now as minor attractive person, how they are attacking Sound of Freedom. And their language barrier of defense, it is being destroyed right now. The leftists, the progressives, that they use their language barrier of defense that is so inevitably was a great strategy at first. Now it is getting buried, thrown down, destroyed, because everybody found out this movie, what has been done, has created so much of an awareness, has created so much of eye-opening to a lot of people that now people are realizing the enormous problem that is between our countries. Four men have dared to take this, what we have been recording, consistently documenting in caravans, myself, in caravans in the borders between the United States and Mexico, shelters, walking more than 9 caravans in Central America and Guatemala, Honduras, borders with Honduras, Panama, the Darien Gap, crossed it twice, went up to Colombia also on the Darien Gap once, documented this migrant child abuse, the journeys that they go through. We have been in Central and South America, almost the whole continent, documenting this. This movie comes out, and I am so happy that finally, and I'm more thrilled that a Mexican, it is in these fantastic four people. Mel Gibson, Jean Caviezel, Tim Ballard. And lastly, Eduardo Verástegui. It is so important that we support these men. They are being attacked right now by leftist, progressive, mercenary activists that they call themselves writers. And also a lot of them, they call themselves journalists. But what they do is they do hit pieces. And this is the way to stay relevant. And what they do is they do a hit piece and they brush one political figure from over here and one political figure over here. So they drive and they pull all these political figures as a strategy for one particular person. So they can say, look, this is a person that is familiar with this person, and this person is familiar with this political figure. Oh my God, all of them, they're the same. Their strategy is destroyed. No longer it works. Everybody in the United States of America, it is sick and tired of this progressive, disgusting agenda. They're just tired. They're sick and tired of it. They're plain and simple, sick and tired of it. They don't want to hear it. The pandering, the language that they use. And what is the language that they use? They used it on me. They used it on everybody. And also, another hero, Alejandro Gomez Monteverde, a Mexican that is the director of Sound of Freedom. Also, 5 people. What is the language of defense? And I have said this multiple times before, and for a lot of people, they already have it in their heads because I say it so many times. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're creating hysteria at the border. You're a fearmonger. You're a QAnon-y. You are a white supremacist. You are a white imperialist. You are for the American imperialism. You're xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronoun-phobic, fat-phobic. You're a racist. You're a narcissist. You're a bigot. You're an alarmist. If you are not part of their agenda, they will label you in this category. This strategy used to work. It was a really good strategy. They used to label you as this. And they label you and they discredit everything from you. But now, evidence, through evidence, in my case, my God, slap in the face every time. Caravan after caravan after caravan, evidence of evidence, not getting tired, getting out there, exposing, traveling. I said, you want to attack me? Come get it, man. I'm not going to stop. Travel. Thank God for these blessings and this job. Travel. Central America, South America, cross the Darien Gap, put our lives on the line in Guatemala. Non-stop. Exposing this. And these 5 men, that they are putting this on a platform, they're getting attacked right now by these mercenary activists. That they are using exactly the same language. Exactly. But guess what? Nobody believes you anymore. They're sick and tired of you. Nobody believes on your, oh my God, he's such a conspiracy theory. Oh, he's not an academia. He's not a biologist. He's not this. He's not that. They're sick and tired in the United States, in Mexico, Central America, and South America. They're sick and tired of your language. Where am I going with this? A hit piece came out trying to evidence Sound of Freedom as QAnon, right? Try to project it as QAnon. And this guy puts a hit piece, and I'm sorry, I'm going to put this article on the screen, but on the bottom it says subscribe. And after this, I'm not subscribing to Bloomberg. Never in my life, because they're supporting pedophilia. Practically, they are, and I'm sorry, but they are. So an article came out. And this is the article that comes out. It says right here on the top, Bloomberg, And it says it was published on the 15th. I believe that it was the 15th of June. Yes, July. I'm sorry. And it says QAnon and Sound of Freedom both rely on tired Hollywood tropes. Sex trafficking movies routinely skip over some very important questions, which gives the conspiratorial right room to run wild. It was written by Noah Berlatsky. Remember this name, Noah Berlatsky. Just remember this name. Noah Berlatsky is the guy that wrote this hit piece, supposedly on QAnon. And ultimately, you know, it is linked to another also platform that I will show right now on the screen. But it says on the bottom, and I'm going to write a little bit as I read. It says Donald Trump plans. Again, man, these liberals, these progressive communists, mercenary activists, they're so hooked on Donald Trump. Really, they are in love with this man. They cannot leave it alone. But let's just move on. Donald Trump plans to screen the film Sound of Freedom at his New Jersey golf club next week. The film about agents fighting a child sex trafficking ring has been embraced by the far right. No, excuse me. Let me just tell you something, Mr. Noah Berlatsky. It has been embraced by the whole world. The only ones that they're not embracing this are pedophiles, child traffickers, ones that they sell child pornography, and the far, far leftists. They're the only ones that they are not embracing this movie. Other than that, everybody in the world, it is watching it. Everybody. And I will ask you a couple of questions before I go to you. And it says right here on the bottom, been embraced by the far right and Christians. Oh my God. Such a sin to be a Christian nowadays. Says who have helped boost it more than 50 million in receipts in the box office. Many critics, which critics? But okay, have linked Sound of Freedom to the pro-Trump QAnon conspiracy cult. Oh my God. They do not know what to do now. So they're trying to link this. They're trying to link this to now QAnon and Trump. Has to do with it. We need to do. And then what did I told you? Did I tell you something before I did this video? To all my audience, I told you that the far left, it is getting their butt kicked right now. And they are going to come out with some defense. Whether they were going to make a movie about climate change or they were going to make some argument that it has to do with January 6th or something like that. Look what is happening. And amazingly, we see that this guy by the name of Noah Berlatsky, that is his name, Noah Berlatsky. Unbelievably, they did an investigation on this man. And apparently, this is what it came out. This is Noah Berlatsky right here. This article was released by Bounding Into Comics. And it says right here on the bottom, let me remove all these ads. Let me see if the article is right here. Yeah, the article is right there. Noah Berlatsky says, Bloomberg writer Noah Berlatsky, who attacked Sound of Freedom, gets exposed as a pro-pedophilia activist. Oh, no wonder. No wonder. These kind of disgusting progressive activists, We have seen them rioting in migrant camps. Disgusting migrant activists have been seen in migrant camps trying to traffic minors, a 12-year-old over here in Tijuana. These disgusting activists have been seen also in the country of Mexico, taking advantage of migrants and creating a business with also fake lawyers, creating fake marriages. These activists, they have been seen and they have been flagged also by the U.S. government for investigations relating to trafficking, relating to being involved with some other illegal activity or illicit activity. And this man, no wonder, I believe that you, Mr. Noah, have never walked a caravan. Never in your life. Never seen a child how is being abused in a caravan. Never possibly seen child trafficking in your face. Never possibly you never seen a child coming out of the Darien Gap walking for days in a jungle. You never seen that because you're sitting down in your home in the United States of America enjoying the privileges of being born in the United States. But look what it says right here. It says this is the guy, Noah Berlatsky, and it says Bloomberg writer Noah Berlatsky, who recently planned an article attacking sound freedom and moviegoers attending the film, was quickly exposed as a pro-pedophilia activist. The article QAnon, titled QAnon, the article QAnon and Sound of Freedom both rely on tired Hollywood tropes, attacks the film QAnon Dog Whistle. Berlatsky wrote, so it's Sound of Freedom QAnon Dog Whistle, or it's just another thriller? Question mark. The answer is that whatever the filmmaker intentions, it functions both. These narratives do little to help victims, but they can create coalitions of feeling, disgust, and righteous rage and connect conservative conspiracy theories with the mainstream. Now, conservatives create conspiracies, according to this man. That's why Trump's screening, oh my God. And that's why its popularity is ominous. And it says on the bottom, following the publication of the article, Berlatsky was exposed as a pro-pedophilia activist. The Post-Millennial senior editor, Andy NGO, shared to Twitter the person who wrote this Bloomberg opinion piece is a leftist activist, Noah Berlatsky. He was the spokesperson for MAP, Minor Attracted Person, advocacy group, Prostasia. In 2017, he tweeted that pedophiles are a stigmatized group who get designated as deviants for hateful purposes. There's the tweet. There is Andy NGO tweeting about it. Here's the problem. Andy, no. I'm sorry. Andy, no. Sorry for that. Here's the big problem. This is the big problem. And I will relate to before I elaborate. It goes on and says this. And it gets exposed here again. The tweet by Andy No. It says the person who wrote this Bloomberg opinion piece is a leftist activist by the name of Noah Berlatsky. He was the spokesperson for MAP, Minor Attracted Person, advocacy group. And then you see his face right here and all the things that this guy has done. Former MAP and Andy No says former MAP advocacy spokesperson Noah Berlatsky also wrote this essay about autonomy of child sex workers. He said that most child trafficking victims are not coerced. There's more pictures about this guy. So let me just oh my God. How do you start with this kind of situation? And I will start in the more conscious way. I think that is the way. So one of the things that the producer, Eduardo Verástegui, when I interviewed him in Ciudad de Mexico, I asked him about the unaccompanied minors. And he said something that is extremely important to me. And it got stuck in my mind. And he has been using that same line on all these interviews, which I love. Eduardo Verástegui said, we have a huge problem between our countries. First and foremost, to fix this problem, we need to forgive ourselves. And we need to treat each other as brothers. Because we're brothers. We're the sons of God. So we need to forgive ourselves first. Second of all, we need secure borders. That way we will know which child it is being trafficked, abused, unaccompanied minors. Where are their mom? Where are their dad? If they're carrying a birth certificate, if they're carrying an ID, if that is a legitimate parent or not. How many days he has been away from home? Is he actually running away? Why is he running away? All of these questions, they need to be asked and immediately be attended, because there are legitimate cases of asylum that they need to be attended immediately. It is a reality. There's the other side that of economic migrants, right? We know that. Let's not get into that. But the most important thing about this is that both of us, the United States of America and Mexico, we need to understand that we have a problem. And the problem is not pointing the finger. It is your fault, United States. It is your fault, Mexico. The problem is to forgive ourselves and to actually work together to try to eradicate and to eliminate this problem. And let me tell you, it works. You want proof? Sound of Freedom. Eduardo Verástegui, a Mexican national who committed a lot of mistakes when he was young. He repented, and now he's a complete devoted Catholic Christian. He changed his life. Tim Ballard, America, Eduardo Verástegui, Mexico, came together and made a movie about child trafficking. Amazing, huh? Amazing how, if we come together, how many things we can fix and how many things we can expose. Sound of Freedom has opened up a window for all of us to have a voice. All of us that we have been exposing the child migrant abuse, the women abuse in the migrant caravans, the NGOs and the activists that they are taking advantage of this situation of the vulnerable people to make a profit out of it. Sound of Freedom has opened up that. And believe me, they're not going to stop. They're going to create another movie and another one and another one, documented on real factual information. And the sad thing about it for these people that they're sick, it is that it is creating awareness. A lot of people are understanding now. A lot of people are opening their eyes. And they're not afraid to their language barrier of defense as a label, as a conspiracy theorist, QAnon. The other day, and let me tell you how we need to do it. Everybody knows Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, Tucker Carlson, I will read that in a minute. Manager, I will read it. Tucker Carlson made it. It has been made quite an impact. I respect him so much. He's quite a journalist, but he made one mistake the other day, and it is good that we say when you make mistakes, right? He was talking to his audience, and he was interviewing some guy, and he said to that guy, I don't remember the guy. He was saying, between Russia and Mexico, why is Russia more of a threat than Mexico when Mexico has been infesting our country with fentanyl? And I say, hey, hold on a minute right there, brother. Mexico is a country. That is the problem. When you forget to elaborate the problem and you point the finger to a country and you think that the country, it is its fault. Mexico has great people, hard-working people, intelligent, great athletes, great musicians, great family values, great conservative values. When you generalize like that, you're talking about our country of Mexico, that you're saying that they're the ones that you're at fault. And this is the thing that, when it's following Eduardo Verástegui guidance, we need to forgive ourselves and we need to work together. Instead of pointing the finger, Tucker Carlson, we need to stay together. Because if that was the case, imagine me saying, yes, but I don't care about, if that was the case, I will talk to Tucker Carlson as a Mexican and I will not put Democrat or Republican. I was just saying, hey, your president back in the day, Barack Obama, was the one that infested the cartel with your guns, the Fast and the Furious. And he just gave the cartel more power. Right? Well, I will say, hey, what's going on with your cartel inside of your country of the United States of America that is distributing fentanyl into your schools? What's going on with the letter organization, which sometimes they meet up with the cartel in Central and South of Mexico? What's going on with the demand that you are buying a lot of fentanyl? And because of the demand, there's still the trafficking. The money that it comes out to pay the cartel, where does it comes out? It comes out of the United States. What's going on with that? What's going on with the more than 250,000 guns that come out of the United States to feed the cartel? What's going on with that? What's going on that more than 87% of the people that they're getting arrested trafficking fentanyl into the United States of America are U.S. citizens? Do you see how easy it is to just take out the weight and do propaganda? It is time for us to work together. Tim Ballard and Eduardo Verástegui have been putting an example of that. Every time that Tim Ballard speaks, he says this: Americans, he's referencing to his country, the United States of America. Americans, we need to get off of our high horse and understand that we are the number one buyer of child pornography and pedophilia and also child trafficking of children. In Mexico, it is the habilitator for that. And on the other hand, you have Eduardo Verástegui, that when he speaks, he says the number one habilitator for this problem is our country of Mexico, and the number one buyer is the United States. We need to do something about it. When you hear Tucker Carlson, which I respect a lot, but I think that this time he was wrong, referencing to our country and generally speaking like that, that was the huge problem with back-to-back politicians, that they generalized like that. You need to speak factual information. And we need to hold the people accountable for these problems. In the part of Mexico, the cartel, the organized crime. In the part of the United States of America, who's buying it? Are they addressing sanctions and clear, sentences in the federal system for these people? Punishment. Are they doing it? Are we decreasing this level of insecurity and level of trafficking between two countries? Are we doing something about it? Mexican people, they're tired of insecurity. They're tired of the trafficking. They're tired of the normalization of this narco culture in our children. The United States is tired of these kind of individuals like Noah Berlatsky. They're tired. They're sick and tired of the progressive agenda. They're sick and tired of it. We have something in common. We are tired of the same topics. What do we need to do? Work together. As a response to Tucker Carlson, I would say, imagine if I start blaming the United States for everything that Mexico has gone through. Do you think that will be fair? Don't you think that I will stretch my hand and I will shake yours and say, let's work together to do something about it? And Tim Ballard and Eduardo Verástegui are doing something about it. And because they know that a Latino and an American are joining hands in the eyes of God, they completely detest that. They don't like it. They do not like it. Absolutely not like it at all. Because they know then when two entities, they unite, it is an unstoppable force that it will destroy all evil. It is too much of a it's too much. It's out there. It's too much. It's way too much. Now it's an unstoppable force. Now people are opening up their eyes. Now people this movie has created awareness. Young kids now, they want to make movies now like this. They're finding stories and they want to look up in stories and they want to produce and they want to do things like this. We need to stop blaming each other for consistent problems. This is what they want. They want us divided. They want us unheard. They want to shut us up. And how do they do that? He's a conspiracy theorist. He's creating hysteria. He is a fear monger. He is QAnon. Oh, he was related to this and this politician and this and this. They're all exactly the same. He's a white supremacist. He's a white imperialist. He's a xenophobic, transphobic. He's creating violence to homophobic and fat phobia and pronoun phobia. He's a narcissist. He's such a racist. Oh my God, he's such a bigot. He's aligned with with extreme right wingers. He's a white supremacist. Watch out. It's not working anymore. It's done. What are you going to do? Label a man by QAnon? Who believes in QAnon? I don't believe in QAnon. I don't like QAnon. First and foremost. But the most amazing and most important thing. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for the coffees. Buy me a coffee is right there on the bottom link. The bottom link if you guys like to support. Thank you so much. The most important thing about this. Let me just ask this right here. The most important thing about an anti-vaxxer, yes, there's another one. The most important thing about this is that this has created awareness. This has created so much of awareness that now these problems, it is getting exposed out there. It's amazingly out there now. And now people are talking about it. Average day people. You will find this topic in your average restaurant. People are talking about it. Waiters, the Uber. It has opened up so many people's mind to say, wow, I knew that it was out there, but I did not know that it was so bad. And when these kind of individuals come out, like this writer, activist, mercenary for the Bloomberg, and also comes out as a defender of MAP, you can only imagine why they are hiding and why they are protecting this. It is a multi-billion business. They don't want this to end. They do not want this to end. And whoever makes a topic about this man defending this kind of progressive activists, watch out. You already know what they represent and what they want. You already know. The most important thing about this topic that I am 36 minutes going in. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining. I'm extremely proud to say that I met Eduardo Verástegui at CPAC in this year. He's a really nice man. I talked to him for an interview, and then later on we talked like 5 to 6 to 7 minutes, and it was really interesting to talk about it. Really interesting. There were some far left activists infiltrated on that CPAC which I saw, and I was like, you're not, snowflake. You're not getting what you want. And they were trying to interview and categorize him immediately as an extreme right winger and all this kind. They're trying to bring their dirty politics, their disgusting leftist progressive politics into our country of Mexico, as activists have been coming into migrant camps. They have been taking over migrant camps. Activists go to shelters. They take over shelters. These are mercenary people. They need to be held accountable. Need to be thoroughly investigated. This is why we have been screaming to everybody, these NGOs that they're operating at the borders, that they're responsible for children's lives, they need to be audited to know where the money is going to. Where is that child going to? Is that child going to where? There needs to be an authority that clearly investigates these NGOs and finds out if these kind of disgusting individuals, they're infiltrated on these migrant camps. Did they have bad intentions to be there? Imagine this man being at a migrant camp. What kind of intentions do you think that he's going to find? Regularizing MAP. And specifically, speaking about it as everybody's trying to attack MAP. Don't normalize this kind of language to every single one of you. One of the things that when I talked to Eduardo was about the unaccompanied minors. And there was this thing about him. It was a question that it was going around. And it was a question about particularly was a question about him finding out if he was going to be running for president. And there were some kind of leftists. There were two leftist networks right there that immediately they were asking that question. They were progressively asking this question. Are you running for president? 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 They were consistently saying it. And he was calm. He was not answering. He never thought that this was going to be escalating every day. The man keeps praying every night. He reads his rosary every night. He said, he's a Catholic, a devoted Catholic. He reads his rosary every night to the public, and he has thousands of people watching all the time. He has changed his life from one time bad life to good to God, just change his life. Clear example that everything can happen. Second chances can happen in life. And they asked him if he was going to run for president, if he was going to run for president of Mexico. And now, little by little, he is throwing little left hooks here and there, here and there. Throwing little left hooks, saying, we can do this better. We can do that better. We can do this at this kind of scale. We can change this by uniting. One of the things that he did that nobody has done in history of our country of Mexico is to unite with a U.S. citizen on a real factual problem and trying to find a solution and exposing it. It is the first time that somebody has done that. And Eduardo Verástegui has done it. Is he running? Is he not running? Is he going to run? Is he not going to run? Is he a good political candidate to run? Absolutely. Will he be a good political candidate to run? Yes, he will. He has to be a little bit more tougher in certain situations because you're dealing with the organized crime in our country of Mexico. And for that, you need another scale of how to resolve a problem that has been infested in our country for so many years. Does he have the qualities to run for president? Yes. I think that today or yesterday was the screening of the movie Sound of Freedom in the house of the president, former president Donald Trump. And he has been really close to him. And he has been hardly criticized because he has been close to Donald Trump. This too, due to the statements that Donald Trump made when he was running for president back in 2015. Mexico's not sending their best and la 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 this and la 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 that. Because of that, those statements that they were not well put got out of place. Everything got, where it was. And you have the situation where it was. Ultimately, now we have that Verástegui, it is joining with President Trump. He has been a guest at his house, and he has been talking with him. One of the things that I have respected about Trump, and so many things I don't agree, but a lot of things I agree. The things that I agree with is when he was speaking in the United Nations pedestal. That day, he completely changed my mind in a lot of things. Because we knew that the United Nations is not doing their job. OIM is not doing their job with their globalist agenda and their global compact on migration and other globalist agreements. And he spoke to every single one in that pedestal. And they were laughing at this guy. They were laughing at him. And look at the problems that they're happening right now. One of the things that I respected about the former president was that speech. It's not a complete, follower and all this kind of stuff, but that speech completely changed it. Verástegui has been joined by the former president on exposing these topics. And immediately the progressives and the far left activists, they are pissed off because they're saying that nobody's picking this topic up, only the former president. And it is so sad. And I will tell you this. It is so sad, and I will feel embarrassed that a topic like this, a movie like this, that has spoke volumes and also has sold so many tickets, and that a former president is inviting the producers, the story on the great man that is Tim Ballard, but the actual administration of the United States of America does not give a damn about it. Isn't it embarrassing? Isn't that embarrassing? That you actually know about this film. That you actually, Alejandro Mayorkas, Kamala Harris, Joseph Biden, you actually know about this film. Have you seen people on the left commentating on this? Have you seen Alexandra Ocasio that she was crying about the unaccompanied minors in El Paso talking about this? No. How could you? He's a far-right Christian. How am I going to talk about it? Have you seen Ilhan Omar? Have you seen Rashida Tlaib? Have you seen Gavin Newsom? Have you seen Chuck Schumer, that he's the one that is funding some NGOs in Baja? Have you seen all these Congress people from the left? I don't want to make it political, but I'm just asking. Have you seen some of them? It will be unbelievable if child trafficking, children being abused and trafficked, will be a priority for the country that is the number one buyer of this, and also an embarrassment on our behalf in Mexico, that also President AMLO is not even saying a thing about it. Also, that he's using the same language as a leftist. The conservatives, the past president's fault. They're creating this to me. They're trying to make a campaign out of this for me. It is propaganda. How is this not a priority? How? When did it become a second term? Identity gender, it is a priority. Being more inclusive, it is a priority. Putting drag queen shows on the schools with children, it is a priority. A pronoun to respect it, it is a priority. Men and women's sports, it is a priority. Looting, rioting, and protesting, it is a priority. Child trafficking, children being abused in the border, children being dropped off, at the other side of the fence, thrown like it was a piece of paper. Children being abused by more than 60 people. Have you seen these videos? They're actual videos, legitimate videos. But you got these kind of people like Noah Berlatsky that he's saying, no. It's a conspiracy theory. Children being abused in a caravan, being put all the way to the front like this at a National Guard official. Open the door. Children just scared. He doesn't even know. Open the door. Children being abused as they're coming in through the Darien, risking their lives. It's child abuse. Walking on caravans for miles and miles and miles. The necessity, I understand, but that's a child. Where's the UN? Where's OIM? Where's UNICEF? Children being trafficked in Arizona, consistently in Arizona, in open gaps. That is not a priority. A priority is to be more inclusive now in the United States. Food for thought for everybody. Wouldn't it be logical if this movie is making so much of an impact, why this is not a governmental topic. If somebody was Alejandro Mayorkas, it would be like, my God, we need to invite this man to tell us about this, what is going on. We need this man to be right here in the Department of Homeland Security investigating how can we end this. We need some strategy. Let's get him just some intel. Let's get to talk to us. We need to refresh our group. We need to do something about it. This is a problem. Nobody's saying anything. Not only that, the president, who doesn't even know who he is, who falls on his face. Who cares about that problem? It is time right now, people, to support these men. They're trying to keep you quiet. They're trying to keep us quiet. They're trying to label us with their stupidity language. It is time more than ever that we are not staying quiet anymore with these kind of topics. These kind of people are abusing children. It is a done deal. The language barrier of defense does not work anymore. Now is time. These gentlemen have opened up the door for you, for everybody, to expose these topics on another level, on another pedestal. I will tell you, you want to follow people that they have been exposing this? My mentors, Chuck Colton, follow him. Exposing child abuse in wars, exposing child and migrant abuse in the parts in Central America and South America. Those are good men. Michael Young exposing also child abuse in the borders. Follow that man. Those are good men. Men that I look up to, that everybody should look up to see these men. They're men fighting this fight. They put an example for us to carry that torch and to keep on fighting this fight. What Mel Gibson, Eduardo Verástegui, Jim Caviezel and the producer, and Tim Ballard, what they have done, have taken this problem into another level, epic, and to expose it in a level that they cannot hide it anymore. It is out there. Now it is a topic that everybody is going to speak consistently about it, and they are more aware about it. And believe me, more stories about like this are going to come out. About these people that they are taking advantage of children. More stories, more movies, more everything. Exposing consistently, because they don't want it. And immediately they come out with their articles like this. Powerful. Unite. We need to unite. Now more than ever. Before I say something important, an announcement, I would like to take only 2 to 3 minutes. Lord, in your name, Jesus, protect these children that are being abused right now, and they're being, in a way, trafficked into another place. Protect them, guide them with your angels. Virgin Maria de Guadalupe, protect the children that they are being abused and they're being trafficked. Give us the light, give us the voice to stop this abuse and eliminate these evil and demonic people that they are trying to stop from exposing. You're the only one, the old seeker, the old watcher, the old seer. You're the most powerful of all. You have the power to end this, and you're putting the voice on these people and this man. Protect these men. for them to continue exposing the evil that is out there and every border of child abuse and child migrant abuse and child trafficking. Give them the power of voice, Lord. Protect them with your light. Shine the light on them and guide them. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you, all of you. Quick announcement for every single one of you. And I will say this lastly before I go. I have been really blessed. My life has been a roller coaster. And I committed one mistake, and I really have redeemed myself, and I pray to God every day. God has been really good, and La Virgen María de Guadalupe, mi reina, has been really good to me. She's my queen, and he's my queen, and he's my king. And they have given me the opportunity to finish my career and to work with several networks from the United States. I owe the United States so much of appreciation into the American people and also to the Latino people all around the continent. They have treated me with so much respect and so much love. I have traveled all the borders between Mexico and the United States, some of them. I have documented in the south border of Mexico more than 9 caravans, walked with thousands of migrants. Documented in Guatemala, almost lost my life in Guatemala thanks to the Lord. He saved me that day. Went to the Honduras borders. I have the pleasure to be blessed to walk with my brother Anthony and also with my brother Ben, and particularly with my brother Ben in countries in South America like Colombia and Bogota. Documented the migration in the borders with Venezuela. Traveled through the Gulf to enter the Darien in Colombia. Traveled through the Gulf and enter Panama. We had the blessing to walk the Darien Gap alongside military or center front officials from Panama. Not only walked it once, but twice. And in the second time, we documented how people were getting abused, trafficked, and women getting raped. And center front officials took care of that. Travel again to Panama consistently. We have been so appreciated by the Panamanian authorities, the director of Center Front, the director of communications, the minister of security, the director of immigration of Panama. All of them, they have been completely respectful and nice to me. The people that we work with in South America, like Matthew Tomlin, completely appreciated of him. Love that brother. The people that they have guided us to travel, Mr. Chuck Colton, Mr. Michael Young. We have documented the continent of America in another level. So much. We made a documentary that right now, I will go right now in, and I will find out that it's almost, I believe, that is close to 1 million. And it has right now almost 840,000 views. Our documentary of the Darien Gap. And now I want to make an announcement that we are going to another continent to document. Our journalism and our work has given us the blessing to be around men, good people, that they have helped us and guide us. And now we are going to the continent of Europe in a few weeks to document. what is happening in terms to mass migration, child abuse, and different situations in the continent of Europe. Thank you to all of you, my audience that has been with me relentlessly, non-stop through all the massive attacks. God bless every single one of you. We will need your support. So if you guys want to help me out to continue, and could contribute to this particular trip that I will be in Europe broadcasting for all of you, the reality, as I say, as I always say, the reality and the truth of the news for all of you. I will be going in the next incoming weeks with the blessings of God and the protection of my Virgin Mary of Guadalupe. Thank you for all of you for your support. There's the application right there if you guys want to contribute for our trip. We will be going in the next incoming weeks. God bless you. Really. This is a blessings from God. That's the only thing that I can say. These are all blessings from God. Thank you so much. I will be saying goodnight to every single one of you. God bless you all. Let's pray for these people that they are doing so much harm. These kind of activist, progressive individuals. If you guys want to support, let me put this right here on the screen. There's the link right there for our next travel. As I had a slogan, and it was, Oscar Blue, bringing you the news of migration of all the continent. But now, thanks to the Lord and thanks to our network, thanks to you, our people, our friends and followers, now I can say I'm live, Oscar Blue, bringing you the news of migration around the world. Bless you. Thank you so much. There's our travel fund right there. If people want to continue, we will be traveling to another continent in the next incoming weeks. God bless you all. We remain strong. We remain extremely healthy. This is why I have been training. Again, strongly, boxing, everything. Strongly. We need to prepare ourselves, not only physically, but mentally for every task. As our mentors say, you have to be ready all the time. Stay safe, everybody. We will be putting out an announcement later on when the travel it is on the day. We are going to be putting out specific locations. God bless you all. Stay safe. And remember, God's plan is our mission. Take care.
We're here with at CPAC Mexico with the president of CPAC.
Mis amigos migrantes, pues aquí estoy. Total catastrophe, and it is a crisis.
Of a child right there. All these NGOs
You're fake. It is this, the crisis of children.